Hello, everybody. I've been lacking on my videos kind of lately. Um, Not as much as I was. I've got a lot rolling through my mind right now. But all of it points to the fact that I am still an addict in recovery and that I still need to be reminded regularly that I suffer from a disease from which there is no known cure. It can, however, be arrested at some point, and recovery is then possible. And that's straight from the Narcotics Anonymous preambles. Um, and that's me, man. I stay in the middle of a 12-step program, or whatever your program is. Stay in the middle of it, but I stay in the middle of mine so that I can continue to recognize that I'm sick. I'm still sick. I can still be subject to my disease. It doesn't magically get better, and it doesn't go away. I have to keep giving it medicine. And for me, my medicine is 12-step meetings, working with others, working with sponsees, giving back what was so freely given to me. I say all of that to say, I've talked a lot about overtraining lately and how that has, how my disease has coupled itself to that, right? Because one is too many and 1,000 is never enough. And the same thing goes for exercise and reps and sets and running and all of these other things. And my anxiety and my mental health and depression. I overtrained for several months probably, and I'm still suffering in just a few days, suffering the effects of that. My coach, who is pretty much an exercise scientist, one of these days I'll get his official title, but that's pretty much what he is. This guy is super knowledgeable. He's just not my running coach. He's a professor. He's got a master's degree, and that's why I say it's just easier to say it's an exercise scientist. But anyway, he used to teach on overtraining and the realities of how overtraining can affect you. It can take up to years, a couple of years before you're fully better. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm having knee pain also since I started running again this week. Having some knee issues, struggling with motivation, man. I'm trying not to say the word struggle because then my brain locks onto that. But my motivation is waning. I don't want to get out there and run. I barely even want to go resistance train, and I've been doing that long enough. That's always been my low-hanging fruit. If I am struggling, if I am having trouble getting out there to do these things, I could always just get up and go to the gym and get out there, and that would kind of help motivate me. But even now, I am having a hard time doing that. So all of this ties into my addiction. I had a wonderful conversation with a dear friend of mine earlier that is going through very similar issues. Her circumstances isn't overtraining, but it was a reminder that we are both still still an addict. We both still have those issues, and just because we don't put drugs and alcohol in our bodies anymore, our disease will find something else to make our lives unmanageable. And whether that's relationships or food or exercise or whatever it is, our disease is always looking for that chink in our armor to get at us, to make us believe that using is the solution to our problem. Fortunately, she and I have been around long enough that we know that the solution isn't using. The solution is our program, is reaching out to others, is meetings, finding that solution in those things. So, and also a piece of that is I've been having a lot of stress about trying to figure out what my running schedule is going to look like. I've had several people reach out to me. It's like, you don't have to do it all, but my brain tells me that I do have to do it all. There's also the piece in there that I was like, I didn't want to disappoint my coach, because somewhere inside of me, I'm still that 16-year-old people pleaser that doesn't want to disappoint, these people that we hold up high. That doesn't matter if that person is the same age as me. I revere people in my life that I look up to, whether that's in recovery or that have achieved great things in exercise, in fitness, or in recovery, whatever it happens to be. So these are the pieces of my insanity that I'm dealing with, and I'm sure that if you listen to all this, you're like, that sounds exhausting. And it is, man. It gives me a lot of stress. So I had a conversation with my coach today, and it was like, I think I need to take some time off from, training, not necessarily running. Running is a great cardiovascular exercise. It's great for longevity. I don't want to give that up, but just the stress of trying to figure out how I was going to fit all of this in and check all the boxes and train for this half marathon in November and all of these things. And it was too much. So I have decided to take a step back from training for the marathon, the half marathon. I'm still going to run once I'm healed up, once I've had, a couple of weeks of good diet, my knees no longer giving me problems. Because I'm not a young guy anymore, and I treated my body pretty poorly for a couple of decades. So the fact that I can even do these things is a testament to how a person can change their life and get back to a place where they were before. I told him, I was like, I didn't want to disappoint you. He's like, as far as disappointment, your 5K time was 3 minutes faster than the average time, for someone my age. And that's amazing that I was able to do that in such a short time. So I have decided I'm just going to dial it back. I'm just going to go back to resistance training for the next couple of weeks, get plenty of sleep, great diet, just watch my knee, make sure it's okay, maybe do some jogs, kind of see where I'm at, maybe get back into running 3 or 4 days a week and kind of see how everything is feeling, and then maybe build back up to, maybe 15, maybe 20 miles a week. I don't know. I'm not going to stress out about it. I'm not going to stress out how I'm going to get a run in. If it's too dang hot and I can't run, at 8 o'clock or at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm not going to get up at 4 a.m. to, run 6 miles, that's okay. I'm still doing a lot. Part of my disease is finding an identity in these accomplishments. And I don't know that that's true at all. Like my identity comes from my creator, my higher power. That's where I have to place my identity first. But like doing these good things, these healthy things, I say this all the time, too much of a good thing can be a bad thing, right? I didn't get to 260 pounds, eating junk food. I was eating good, healthy food. I was eating healthy proteins, lean proteins, vegetables, carbohydrates. I just ate a lot of it, man. My uncle told me one time, you can't outrun a bad diet. And a bad diet is eating too much food. So you can eat great food and your blood work can come back good, but you can still be overweight and you can still run and do all of that stuff. So anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at. Going to take a little hiatus. I'm not going to take a hiatus from my videos. I think they're important for people. People need to see this part of the journey. This is the whole reason why I wanted to make these videos, for the reality of it. Like, this stuff is real, man. Overtraining is real. I kind of, scoffed at it when I had heard about, people talking about overtraining and stuff like that. And I was like, that's kind of ridiculous. How could you even overtrain? But it's 100% a thing, man. It absolutely is. So be aware of that. Be aware of the stress that you're putting on yourself, physically and mentally, emotionally. All of that stuff is absolutely imperative. And as we get into the month of July and ending the month of June, which was Men's Mental Health Month, as well as Pride Month, and who knows, whatever, probably Donut Month or something else. It's important to look at these things and be aware of it. So I'm super grateful that I have been given the gift to be able to talk to people, to be able to share my journey, to be as real as I can to, the people that do watch my videos, and I'm grateful for all of you guys out there. And I don't know, man, I'm super grateful there's a meeting tonight, that I'm the chair. I'm super grateful that I get to live the life that I live. And sometimes just sharing that stuff releases a lot of stress. And after talking to my coach and talking to you guys, I don't have near the stress that I did this morning. So, I wrote in my journal this morning, about my running journal, about how I was feeling. And I wrote after I talked to my coach that, it was pretty much just like, whew, I feel so much better, to make these decisions and know that that's where I need to be. So, get out there and do something, but pay attention to how it's affecting you. Don't do all the things. Learn from my mistakes, right? Find something that's manageable and easy for you to do, and healthy, mentally, emotionally, mind, body, and spirit. So I love you guys all, and thanks for watching.